Today, everyone, we're building a Christmas-themed vehicle in Automation and testing it in BeamNG. But in order to do all of that, we're going to be using Chat GPT to give us all of the requirements for the vehicle and how to make it look as Christmas-themed as possible. I'm a little bit worried what this is going to give me to work with, but I am making a vehicle and I want it to have a Christmas theme to it. Tell me what color it should be, the speed, and even the design. I need information like the body type, engine, transmission, etc. Is there anything comparable to this vehicle for reference? The very first AI vehicle I made and published to YouTube, I spent the first few minutes of the video just reading all of this. If you want to read all of this, you can just pause the video. Otherwise, I don't want to waste your guys' time like I did with last video. I spent like 3 minutes just reading all of this. Therefore, I'm going to summarize this entire page on the screen right now. The first thing I want to do is lower down the wheelbase since we're going for a smaller car. The Fiat 500 actually seems like a good car for this. Right down here, one of these would be great. We just want it to not be too long of a vehicle. This will totally work for us. 91 inches. That's crazy. This will be quite perfect. And the crazy thing is that it wants us to put a CVT in this and it wants it to be either electric or hybrid. It's going to have to be hybrid because there is no electric feature in here. We will still aim to make it as eco-friendly as possible, however, and it's only going to have a top speed of between 60 and 100 miles an hour. I think I'm going to go more towards the 80 range. Whenever it gives me two options, I like to go in the middle. It didn't say what the frame or the panel should be made out of, so I'm going to ask, what should the frame and panels be made from? It's going to go for steel and aluminum. That's fine. I think steel's pretty fair for a car like this because it's older, so it gives it that classy theme still. And also it's going to have to be a little bit more durable if theoretically it's holding millions, if not billions of pounds of toys. While we're at it, let's just do a ladder frame, steel, front transverse. We do want it to drive pretty good though, so we'll do double wishbone and multi-link. Perfect. Time for the engine. Festive. Shit. Hero. I can almost spell today. It didn't say what type of engine to use, but we're going to go with an inline 4. My reasoning behind that is because it's going to be a hybrid vehicle. Generally, hybrids are powered by inline 4s, sometimes even 3s. We're going to make this thing a 1.4 liter engine. Perfect. And I was going to do push rod, but I'm actually thinking overhead cam might be a little bit better because we're going to be throwing a turbocharger on this thing most likely since it is hybrid based. Cast iron, cast. Nothing. Compression, we'll raise that just a little bit. 11. VVT, maybe eventually. Turbocharger, sure. Just for the fun of it, let's do mechanical fuel injection actually, but we will do per cylinder with a performance mid. Turbo mid. Catalytic converter, definitely. 3-way high flow plus precat. Flow, reverse flow. Perfect. This is the final product of the engine. We're just going to tune it a little bit and then we'll be ready to put it into the car, finish it up, detail it, put it into BeamNG and see how it goes. I just got the engine all finished up here, tuned, painted. Now we can throw it in the car and see what we can do with it. This is certainly going to be a little bit more of a difficult vehicle to make because I want to get it as accurate as possible. The issue is the standard color is already Christmas color, so we're going to have to do something a little bit fancy with it. Definitely give it that high shine and some flake. Now, technically, if we wanted to, we could remove the roof with like mods or just like custom painting everything to make it go invisible. I'm sure other YouTubers will be doing that this time of year, but I'm not like that. I like to do all like vanilla, so to speak, gameplay. Keep it realistic. Obviously, this is a car. It's supposed to be Christmas themed, not actually like Santa's freaking sleigh. This was probably one of the most time-consuming builds I've ever done on this channel for BeamNG and automation so far. So I hope you guys like the way it turned out. I tried to figure out what I could do with the tree up top. I just did a bunch of circles and then colored them. And then I changed the exhaust pipe to being up here. That way it's like the chimney look that the AI wanted me to do. I was able to incorporate some of the lighting with the indicators, making them gold. I did both gold and red for the rims as it suggested. And of course I got the antlers and I absolutely love that, as well as making the realistic grille reindeer face that it wanted. As much as I want to make it front wheel drive, I'm going to do 4x4 because it's going to be in off-road conditions. CVT it wanted, so we'll do that, and it's going to max out at 80 miles an hour. So what I do is I set it to 80 in, well, 81, and then I limit it to 80 miles an hour. Differential can be electric, that's fine. It wanted all-terrain tires. We'll widen up the stance a little bit. A little bit of a wider tire will help us. And steel is okay. Wheel size, I think we can honestly keep this, maybe just bump it up a little bit. 13s are incredibly small, by the way. It said it wanted bigger wheels, but I don't know how we're going to be able to incorporate that in, because if we put it at like 17s, it's going to be a low profile tire, and if we make the tire any bigger, then it might start colliding with itself. This is probably going to be the biggest we can make it. We'll do vented 4-piston because we'll be fancy with it. I like keeping it the same size in the front and back. However, since we have these hubcaps, we aren't going to even be able to see it. So we'll just make it a little bit lighter and go with 8. That should still be pretty good. Under tray, doesn't really matter, to be honest. We'll do none. Just going to do one big front seat for Santa. Interior ought to be premium. And we're going to need something to play all our Christmas tracks on. So CD is perfect. Electric variable, ABS, advanced, of course. We'll go for a little bit lighter of a drive. Semi-active, sure. I do want to make the springs a little bit tougher though, so let's do 240 for the front and back. And the dampers will just raise up to 200 for both. Whoops, can I not do that? Yeah, I can. I don't know why it did that. 200. And here's the finished product. We have a 0 to 60 time of 7.8 seconds, and shortly after that we hit our top speed of 80 at about 8.5 seconds. So that's definitely the moderate acceleration we were looking for. Overall, appearance-wise, I absolutely love it. I don't think I could have done it any better if I tried. And honestly, I didn't think it would turn out that good. But this definitely gives me the feeling of it being Christmassy, especially with the snowflakes on the side. Now let's export this thing into BeamNG and see what it can do. Take a look at this thing. This is like one of the coolest cars I've ever built. I love the way it looks. I don't usually put in this much detail into anything, but this is legitimately a pretty sweet car. I mean, it has adequate acceleration, nothing special, that's for sure. And if I had better tires, it would probably handle really good too. This is a cool little car, though. Main thing is that the AI picked out really good colors for us. I mean, I guess that was to be expected because they're Christmas colors, but the CVT is cool. I don't throw CVTs in a lot of cars that I build. I'm so fortunate that I made the suspension as stiff as I did, because this type of car would act so much like a boat if I did anything less on the suspension. I wouldn't call this a fast car or anything, but it's still faster than my car in real life, so this is a total win, and I can tell you without a doubt that this thing looks better than my car too. It has the torque it needs to make it up places. This is a huge slope. In real life, you don't see any cars that go up these types of slopes. Maybe in some sort of off-roading dune condition. Alright everyone, the festive hero has made it on scene to race. Player vehicle, of course. Race count 1. I don't know who we're racing up against. We've never raced up against him before. I hope he doesn't have a lot of power. Oh boy, he does. We're fucking toast, everyone. Whatever, we'll still give it the best we got. And for some reason, we weren't in our highest gear setting, so let's do this. 4-wheel drive high. We might need to even take off our traction control entirely. Can we? Nope. We can throw it in sport. That's what we can do. As I say in every video, I just do this for lap times. I think this will be the slowest car I've made so far on this channel, but it doesn't have the worst handling. I'd give that to the last car that the AI built. I recommend after this video you guys go check that one out. It was kind of funny, but it takes the corners pretty good, I'd say. It's just a little bit slow. I purposely put in an underpowered engine though, because I didn't want it to have too fast of acceleration. As I've been making all of these automation and BeamNG videos, I've been starting to learn this track a little bit better. But the bad thing is that I'm not learning the cars because I keep on switching them up. It's just so dang slow. I ought to just start wrapping it up now. If you guys want to see me build anything else in automation or BeamNG, just let me know in the comments down below. Here we go. Coming up to the finish line. Not too bad. Not too bad. 3 minutes, 33 seconds. We could have certainly done a lot better, but maybe next time we'll do a faster car. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, then give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and let me know if you want to see anything else.